Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a topic that is as wildly lucrative as it is, well, notoriously complicated. We're talking about the booming world of online CBD sales. This is an industry projected to hit tens of billions of dollars, but man, it is also a total minefield. It's packed with dizzying regulations, compliance traps, and hidden pitfalls that can literally shut your business down overnight. So let's dive right into this and give you the ultimate playbook for safely navigating this complex market.
Picture this for a second. You've sourced a fantastic product. You've built a beautiful website, and the orders are finally rolling in. Then, suddenly, you get an email. PayPal has permanently banned your account, and all your funds are completely frozen. What now? It's the ultimate panic-inducing nightmare in the high-risk e-commerce space. And the crazy thing is, sudden account terminations by default payment processors are incredibly common for new CBD merchants who just don't know the rules. But don't worry, we're going to make sure that never happens to you.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the CBD e-commerce gold rush. Move on to navigating hemp and compliance. Explore building your high-risk storefront. Solve the payment processing puzzle. And finally, look at scaling safely without getting blocked.
Section 1. The CBD e-commerce gold rush. Okay, so there's an absolutely critical legal distinction here that basically dictates your entire business model, and it all traces back to the 2018 Farm Bill. On one side of the fence, we have hemp CBD. This is legal nationwide, provided it contains less than 0.3% THC by dry weight. Though keep in mind, a few states actually require a strict 0% THC level. On the flip side is marijuana-derived cannabis, which has high THC and is a completely different beast legally. Selling that requires intense state-by-state verification and is only possible in areas where marijuana is fully legalized. For our purposes today, the massive e-commerce opportunity lies squarely in hemp CBD.
But listen, even within the hemp CBD category, all products are definitely not created equal when it comes to regulatory scrutiny and getting approved by payment processors. You kind of have to think of it like climbing a risk ladder. Topicals, things like CBD creams and oils for pain relief, are generally considered lower risk. The way you bill your customers matters a ton too. One-time purchases are lower risk, while subscriptions are inherently higher risk. Why? Because customers constantly forget to cancel them and just initiate a chargeback with their bank instead. Then, moving up the ladder, we get to the actual consumables. CBD edibles require much higher product standards since they're treated as dietary supplements. And sitting right at the very top of the risk pyramid, CBD vapes. These face intense regulatory scrutiny and will absolutely be your biggest hurdle for processor approvals.
Section 2. Navigating hemp and compliance.
If you literally only remember one thing from this section, let it be this: the Certificate of Analysis, or the COA. This is the absolute holy grail of CBD documentation. It's basically a verified document from your supplier that traces your hemp production batch from start to finish. Before you even think about building your e-commerce store, you must have a reputable supplier who hands over a COA for every single batch of product. It's non-negotiable.
So what exactly is on this magic piece of paper? Well, the COA needs to identify the precise THC concentration and break down the CBD isolates. It also serves as proof to your buyers that there is absolutely zero heavy metal or pesticide contamination in the product. On top of that, your product labels need to be completely transparent about any flavoring agents or ingredient lists. Here's the crucial takeaway. Not only do you need to make these COAs visible to your online customers to build trust, but having these documents flawlessly prepared is a mandatory pass-or-fail part of getting through your merchant account underwriting.
Section 3. Building your high-risk storefront.
You might think you can just spin up a standard storefront and call it a day, but your default setup will almost certainly fail. Millions of people want to buy CBD, sure, but massive platforms have strict built-in payment restrictions. Let's look at Shopify. If you use Shopify's default system, Shopify Payments, it's actually processed on the back end by Stripe, and Stripe outright restricts CBD products. To use Shopify, you literally have to turn off their default processor and integrate a third-party high-risk processor like Adaptiv Payments. Over on WooCommerce, standard gateways might reject you as well, meaning you have to hunt down approved options like Square or Viva Wallet or download a specific plugin for an alternative high-risk gateway. And speaking of standard processors, we really need to hammer this massive warning home. Using PayPal for CBD is strictly prohibited. There are no secret workarounds here. If you try to sneak a CBD storefront through PayPal, it will result in immediate account termination and your funds will be frozen. Trust me, PayPal will shut you down faster than you can blink. You absolutely must find an alternative payment processor right out of the gate. Beyond just the payment tech, your website itself needs to pass a pretty strict compliance audit. An acquiring bank is going to snoop around your storefront before approving anything, and they demand specific trust pages. You've got to have easy-to-find contact and support info, clear terms of service, and a rock-solid privacy policy. Even more importantly, you need a disclosures page stating very clearly that your products do not diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases. Seriously, no health claims allowed. Finally, you need a crystal-clear refund, return, and cancellation policy linked on every single page of your site. That transparency is your best defense against costly chargebacks.
Section 4. The Payment Processing Puzzle.
So here's the rub. Traditional financial institutions will often just refuse to work with you because CBD is classified as a high-risk industry. The complex regulations and the notoriously high chargeback rates completely scare them away. So the million-dollar question is, how do you actually get paid without getting shut down?
To get paid, you need what the industry calls the stack. It's basically a chain of 3 interconnected pieces of technology. First up, a high-risk merchant account. This is the vault that provides you with stable access to your funding, and it's granted based on thorough underwriting of your business model. Second is the payment processor. Think of this as the delivery truck. It does the heavy lifting of transferring funds from the customer's bank over to your merchant account. And third, the payment gateway. This is the security guard that securely authenticates and encrypts the payment data the second the customer clicks buy. You need all 3 of these functioning in perfect harmony to survive in the CBD market.
Now, once your stack is all set up, you have to defend it. Fraud and chargebacks are a massive, massive issue in online CBD sales. Your processing tools need precise controls that stop fraud without annoying real customers and killing your checkout conversion rates. So you need an address verification service, or AVS. You need CVV matching. You should definitely consider 3D secure authentication to verify the buyer's real identity. And here is a huge pro tip. Make absolutely sure your processor allows for custom billing descriptors. You want your actual business name showing up on the customer's credit card statement so they immediately recognize the charge. If they look at their bank app and don't recognize the name, they will panic and file a chargeback immediately.
Navigating all this complex financial plumbing is exactly why specialized solutions exist in the first place. One major standout highlighted in our source material is Adaptiv Payments. They are a leading provider of high-risk credit card processing, and they are tailored specifically to handle the unique hurdles of CBD merchants.
Partnering with a specialist like Adaptiv fundamentally protects your cash flow. They actually do the hard work up front with fast, thorough underwriting. By assessing your regulatory compliance and risk before you launch, they prevent those terrifying sudden account shutdowns we talked about earlier. They offer that next-level fraud prevention and chargeback mitigation you need. Plus, they offer simple integration directly into platforms like Shopify and WooCommerce, all with competitive rates and a dedicated expert support team that actually understands the constantly evolving laws around CBD.
Section 5. Scaling safely without getting blocked.
Once you're set up, you have to be incredibly careful with your marketing language. Dangerous claims are anything medical, saying your product cures insomnia, treats anxiety, or diagnoses disease. Honestly, even edge cases like improved sleep can trigger major warnings. Say things like that and you will get banned by your processor and flagged by the FDA. Safe marketing relies on specific disclaimers. You have to sell the lifestyle and the quality of the product without ever making a medical promise.
And you're going to need to get pretty creative about where you market, too. Traditional advertising channels often throw up massive roadblocks for CBD. For instance, MailChimp may restrict your email marketing. Paid ads on Facebook and Instagram, those are heavily limited or just outright banned for these products. So where should you actually invest your marketing energy? Your strategy has to shift toward prioritizing search engine optimization, or SEO. Build up your organic social media presence, cultivate real product reviews, and definitely look into partnerships with lifestyle influencers. Just ensure they use the proper disclaimers to clearly identify paid partnerships.
Finally, the absolute best defense against chargebacks and customer disputes is running bulletproof back-end operations. Seriously, if your site says a CBD oil is in stock, but it's not, you're going to get a chargeback. Set up low-stock triggers to avoid automatically selling out-of-stock items. Provide immediate shipping tracking numbers to your buyers. Have clear guidelines for your support team to execute refunds promptly, ideally same day or within 48 hours. You can even use chatbots to handle basic 24/7 customer support outside of regular business hours just to keep your customers informed and happy.
And that brings us to the end of our roadmap. The CBD market presents an explosive, absolutely massive opportunity. But as we've seen today, the rules of the game are incredibly strict. You have to nail your compliance, carefully construct your website, and most importantly, establish a reliable financial stack. So, I'll leave you with this one final thought. Is your current payment infrastructure truly strong enough to handle your business's growth without the risk of an unexpected shutdown? It is definitely something to chew on as you build your empire. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you next time as we decode another fascinating topic.